Could be live.
So it is 1900 hours. Are we ready to call this meeting to order? Do I see Richard? I do not see Richard. He's left the building. There he is, almost. Ah, yes.
I came back.
Good. Okay, are we set?
Now I gotta find my stuff here first.
All right, find your stuff. Are we live on the, I don't
Yes,
see
we
YouTube
are.
up. Is YouTube up?
It is.
All right, then we'll call this meeting to order at 1900 hours and we'll wait for just a minute for Richard to catch up. And
Okay, I'm there we go. So how do I put the packet on here with me?
probably what
Did I
you're going
not
to have
do
to
that right?
do, what you're going, let's see, am I muted? No, I'm not. So what you're going to have to do is choose one or the other. So while you're looking at your packet, you will not be able to see the video,
Okay,
but you'll
All
be,
right, you can minimize it and see both.
you can.
Yep. Oh, you're right. It makes the packet a lot smaller. So
Well, yeah, I mean, it's, I think for me personally, I tried that. I put, side by side and
Okay.
I'll just look at the,
yeah, I don't think it really matters. I
I just
don't need
don't
to.
like
I don't
you
need
guys.
to be looking at you guys. Yeah.
So
So,
where's the packet at in your email?
where's the packets? Right down here.
Put it up. There.
And this one?
Yep. Open. And you shouldn't have to do anything with BlueJeans, so you can just keep it there and not do anything with the BlueJeans.
Okay, so I don't see the other people?
no, you can, yeah. Okay, are we ready to get started?
Yep.
Any changes to the agenda?
None for me.
Okay,
I have none.
okay. So hearing none, we'll or adopt the agenda as presented. Minutes of the previous meeting, any comments, questions, changes, additions, deletions?
I didn't have any.
I don't have any either.
Okay, I'll make a motion. We approve the minutes of the previous meeting as presented.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, good. All right, old business, action item. Any old business that didn't get put on there? Probably not. Action items, financial, accounts payable and payroll. Questions?
I had two questions.
ahead.
On page number, I guess it shows 10 on my screen here today. And, no, I guess 8. Number 3. And the third one for equipment replacement. Is that for all the, bringing all the computers up to the same office?
Yes and no. So we're switching to Office 365. We had budgeted to bring a whole bunch of Office licenses up to 2019. And instead of doing that, we're switching everybody to the Office 365 platform for email. And then those ones that we are going to replace to Office 365. And then we'll still have a few ones that we bought previously. And we'll keep those because it was cheaper until those become too old, and then we'll slowly migrate all of our licenses to the 365 platform. So it's a little bit of both.
Okay, thank you. And then the other question I had was on page 22. Oh, not 22. I'm sorry, number 22 on page 13. And I don't see a description of what was
It's
reimbursed.
continued,
It's on the next
continued
page.
on the next page.
Yeah, I know, but there's nothing there.
Fire
Is there?
tuition,
Is it? Oh, is that what it is? Way down there? Okay. Okay, I see it now. I was just looking for it up closer to the top before the signature.
it is before the signature. Oh, I see what you're talking about. Yeah. Yes. That is funny, isn't it? Okay.
Well, if the tuition goes with number 22, that's okay.
Yes,
That
it's
is.
the same amount. Notice the amount is the same.
Yeah. Those were the only two questions I had, so.
Okay. So then, Evan?
Nope, I don't have any questions.
Okay, then I'll make a motion. We approve the warrants and payroll as presented.
I'll second that motion.
Okay,
Yeah.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, passed. And that brings us to transport waivers, which we were going to review. Who has those at the moment?
I don't.
Well, yeah, I know.
Let
At
me
least
check
I'm
to
not
see.
aware of them.
Let me see if I can get them.
Okay, so while he's getting those, we'll just sit here.
Chairman, the Chief Gatterman has them, but he needs to come and show each one of you individually, so it'll take a few minutes.
All right. Is he ready to do that, or should we?
He is ready to do that.
Okay. So I will mute here for a moment. They're around somewhere. Okay, I'm back. We have five transport waivers. Well, actually, 3 transport waivers and 2 homeless. Are you directing traffic here?
Yes.
Okay. That's funny.
So I muted Commissioner Merritt and Commissioner Flath.
Okay. So I put numbers on the transport waivers, 1, 2, and 3, so we can refer to them as a 1, 2, and 3. So once you look at them, remember which one's what your recommendation would be for each one. So that we can talk about them anonymously.
Evan, are you up? We're not hearing you now.
How about now?
Yep.
All right. Yep. It just took me a second to get back out.
Still nothing, Chief.
Nothing working there?
Gotcha, chief.
Can you hear it?
Yep.
Okay, I have no idea what I just did. Actually, I probably have one USB port here. I think it's been the problem one. It's not working.
That would make sense. That would finally make sense.
Okay, where are we at? Has Evan had a chance to look at these yet?
I think
Waivers?
Evan has.
Yep.
Okay.
I have to.
Okay, so are we ready for recommendations? Any recommendations?
I'm going to abstain from number 3.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. And I would, for the others, I would say that we covered all.
Yep. I agree.
Was that a
I'm
motion?
not, and I'm not saying anything about the third one.
Okay. So, the third one, so,
Was that
Right.
a motion to cover the first two?
no, not officially. So I'll make a motion I'll make a motion and then we'll see if we agree. So I'll make a motion that we waive the entire fee as Richard and Evan mentioned for, number 1 and 2. For number 3, I would, say we would, go with the recommended reduction. And for the other 2 issues we have, the homeless people with no address, no phone numbers, no anything, we'll just waive the entire thing. Just put them to
I
bed.
second that motion.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, passes. I guess I should have separated those, but that's all right. So, okay. Policy,
So, Jim?
yeah,
So Richard, you abstained from number 3. Did you have a vote? Were you going to vote on the other 2, or did you agree with Jim's motion?
Well, there was actually, 5?
yes.
Yes.
Yeah, so I would vote on 1, 2, 4, and 5.
Okay, so now that we've approved it, let me amend my motion and include everything but number 3. On number 3, I will make a motion, we go with the recommended reduction as recommended by the chart and by Chief Gatterman. And I'll make that motion. Do I hear a second,
Oh.
Evan?
Yep. I'll second that motion.
Okay, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay. That makes it a
Okay, we
little
got that.
better.
We got it.
Okay, thank you. So now on to policies. Let's start out with number 406, risk management policy. Any comments, questions?
That's the first draft of our risk management policy. So
Is that a new policy, or is that you just making changes to the current one?
that is a new policy.
So just to clarify, we had an existing policy. It was basically 3 sentences. And over the years, we've just basically left that alone with new recommendations from some attorneys and some other things that we were doing. The discussion was we should probably update that thing because it was our original one, and you know who wrote that. So
Mhm.
we updated it, used a policy from a different department and adjusted it a little bit.
All right. I was reading through a little bit, and it's showing that you guys were gonna. It looks like you're going to have a health and risk safety officer of some sort. I think that's what I was reading. No.
Yeah,
Right.
by WAC, we have to have a health and safety officer.
Well, yeah, our safety officer is the health and safety officer.
And is that Neil? Who's the health and safety officer?
Right now, Craig is the safety officer. No, yeah, Greg, I keep saying Craig.
Okay.
Greg is our safety officer. Neil is the MSO, and he is our, come on, Don, I'm losing the words
Oh,
here.
infectious disease.
Infectious disease. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So are those the folks that are covered under 7.2? Is that who that is?
Yeah.
Well, 7.2 would capture all of our officers.
Oh, yeah, it would.
Okay.
Because all of our officers equate to the committee.
Okay.
Who is the committee then?
All the officers.
All the officers together.
Well, I read it, the district, well, okay, I just read it, the district officer, safety officer, and committee as three different things.
Yes, I understand.
We
I
we have
agree.
we have a specific safety committee too, which there's I don't remember the exact number. I have to pull it up. There's 5 or 6 of us on it, and that has representation from every level. And then you have the group of officers, and then you
Okay.
have the safety officer that leads them, which is great.
All right, okay.
So,
We should clarify that a little bit.
yeah, I think we need to clarify that. I agree with Richard.
Okay.
It's 3 separate entities. It doesn't say who or what the safety committee is
Okay.
or committee. Anything else?
I was noticing that 3.1 is blank.
Oh
How
yeah,
does that give us?
I don't
Yeah.
know. Should be all.
Yeah,
Just plain all.
All
Wow.
personnel.
all
Yeah, we have a-
department personnel.
Okay, did that
That's a
include,
standard thing that got left out, obviously.
does that includes us commissioners as well?
Actually, it does. It includes everybody in the department.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, I got those notes.
Okay, anything else?
Not at this time.
Okay. All right, and so that brings us to policy number 525, benefits, non-represented staff.
When this one, the yellow is the changes, and
Right.
what we were trying to do is make our language match the intent, and then match what would be allowed in our Viva plan, as explained in the action
Right.
item.
Yes. Yeah, it looks fine to me. Any other comments?
No.
I was wondering if, when it's non-represented staff, where, I noticed that 2.1 is the officers, 2.2 is administrative staff. Where do the part-timers fall under? Or do
They're
they?
not affected by this.
Correct. They do not get receive any of the benefits in this policy because they're not full time.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Nope.
So are we prepared to approve this policy as presented then?
Yes.
Do I hear that motion?
I motion to approve this policy as it is.
All right,
just-
I'll second that.
I have yeah, that sounds fine. Good.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Good. All right, that brings us to Chief and Deputy Chief's contract addendums. Any comments about this stuff?
And this basically inserts the wordage from the policy that we just passed into the contract word for word.
Right.
Mhm.
So any questions about that? Any questions, additions, deletions,
No.
concerns? So are we ready to approve those? Well,
Yes.
not doing
Yes.
anything? Okay, I'll make a motion, we approve the Chief and Deputy Chief contract addendums to their contracts.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, motion
you.
passes. Yes, so that brings us to Fire Chief comments.
Okay. Just a couple of things. As of tomorrow, well, no, actually, as of Wednesday, the 3 probationary people we hired last year, the 3 people we hired last year are off probation as of July 1st. That'd be Claire Wolfenden, John Stewart, and Josh Poole. So yeah, so they've made it their first year and everything's looking good. The plan right now is that in July, we will start interviewing the people that have put in applications for medics with the intent that in probably August, September, we'll look at the staffing, our staffing situation, and maybe bring 1 or more of those on. As of their last commissioners meeting, South County has appointed Thad Hovis as their full-time fire chief. He's no longer acting. And then the other note I've got in here is the AFG grant. And Dawn, I forgot what we talked about.
The county applied for an AFG grant for all those supplies that they bought that we were getting.
Oh, that's
So
right.
they will cover, that will cover at least 90% of all those costs. And they're working on, I don't know the details, but talked to Bob Eastman and they thought it would get 100% covered. So basically all those PPE supplies that we got for COVID from the county, we will have no cost incurred.
Exciting.
Excellent.
So the last thing I've got then is tomorrow I've got a list of about a dozen things to get accomplished and two groups to meet with. And come 4:30 or whenever I get done, I'm gonna park your fire district vehicle in the back parking lot and go home. And it's my plan to be here for your meeting on July 27th. And we all move on.
So you need a ride home?
Well, I actually got a car to take me home, but if you're offering, I'd even take you up on that.
Are we doing a retirement ceremony for you?
Yes.
Can we?
The guy, they're planning something. All I know is July 31st.
Okay.
Yes.
So I'll be here, like I said, I'll be here on at the meeting on the 27th, and they're working on something for the 31st, and I'll be here for that. So.
Perfect.
Our awards banquet will be in the evening, and we'll do chief retirement stuff during the day. And we haven't got the details worked out because we don't know the exact target we're trying to hit with COVID precautions, and so it might be small groups throughout the day. That'll get fleshed out in the next couple of weeks when we sort of have a better idea of what we can and can't do.
Excellent.
Perfect.
That's all I've got.
Okay, commissioner comments.
I was wondering where we're at. Maintenance hire?
I missed your last comment, Richard.
You cut out.
Maintenance hire, are we still waiting on that?
Okay, so we did our due diligence with our other issue, and we've heard nothing back, and we gave that a week, and that week was up as of today. So tomorrow, we'll officially make a hire offer, and he'll probably start on Wednesday, full time. And he's already, and just so you know, he's already done so much work that I can't even believe it. And he's got lists, so he's ready to go crazy.
I was also wondering about our surplus military vehicle we had. Are we received? Have we done the things necessary to keep it, like painting it or things like that?
Well,
Or are
we've
we in
been
the
having
process of
conversations.
doing it?
That's kind of been put on hold since all the COVID stuff started. One of the conversations I'm going to have with Mike and Don tomorrow is that at the minimum we need to get some bids. Now that most of these shops are open back up, these body shops are open back up, we need to be getting some bids and see who's available out there. We know that there are not very many people in the vicinity here that can do a rig that big. So it might have to go someplace to get painted, but that's something that's going to have to be started to work on.
Okay. Then I also had a couple comments from the information sheets that were returned. One seemed like it was from July 2017. And there was another one that said he wished they wished that they could have gone to a different hospital. Do we have any control over which hospital we necessarily take somebody
Yes
to? Or
and no, but typically we'll hear those comments after somebody's already been to the hospital and something's happened that they're not happy about. So if
Okay.
they'd asked, it would have been dependent on their condition, the specific situation. Yeah, I just saw this one. It's 2019.
Okay.
And we'll have to find out why we just got this. I don't know why, yeah.
Maybe you filled it out, didn't
Well,
send it,
that's true. Yeah, somebody's family.
ran
might
across
send
to
it.
cleaning house.
Yeah, sure. That's possible.
We'll ask Sherry about that one.
All right. Thank you. Those are the comments I have right this time.
Evan, any comments?
Yeah, I wanted to congratulate the 3 probationary firefighters that are getting off probation. I know probation can be really difficult, and I just wanted to say congratulations,
We'll pass it
even though
along.
they're not here.
Yeah, we'll pass it along and they'll be well, hopefully, I say that tongue in cheek because I don't know. Hopefully they'll be at the awards banquet and we'll introduce them.
Perfect.
I think we've been introduced a couple of times.
Yeah, we have.
Well, I think in the past couple of years, people that have graduated or finished their probation, we've at least recognized them for getting, going
Yes.
through that year. But yeah, we'll do that. We'll make sure we do that.
Good. Any other commissioners' comments before we go to executive session?
No.
All right. With that, we will retire to executive session at 19:36 hours.
So I would just ask everybody to mute their camera, mute their video, and then close your laptops, please.
I see. I hear you.
Okay, so we're going to re-adjourn our normal meeting, and as a result of the executive session, we're ready to send the 2 contracts we reviewed on to our attorney for review prior to our approval. And so with that, we will close our meeting. No action taken.
Okay,
Are you ready to adjourn then?
We're ready to adjourn at
At 8:16?
16 hours, yes.
Okay, very good.
all right, thank you.
Awesome.